Hello and welcome to another round of Spudventures. This week we are back in, you're back for Ironclaw Infiltrators Session 3, so take it away, GreatDinn.
Hey, hi, hello everybody, welcome back. As Spud said, this is us playing the Ironclaw Infiltrators mini-campaign, set in the Root Tabletop RPG system by Magpie Games. It's coming out soon and I'm very excited. Anyways, joining us as always, we have Newbiespud playing Mint, the squirrel Vagrant.
Damn it, I should have said Count of Monte Cristo'd.
We also have Avis playing Siva, Kestral Seeker.
Lost the freaking purple!
What is happening today? We also have VerminQuest playing Yuki, the fox Ronin.
Heck dang darn.
We have DigoDragon playing Brixie, wolf Arbiter.
Brixie only pawn in Great Game of Life.
And we have Winged Cat playing Vost, crow Scoundrel.
So I haven't turned this place into a crater yet. I should probably start working on that.
Yeah, you've only got a few days left, I think. So, where we last left off with our heroes, they had made their way into the Ironclaw. They had progressed from not only the entrance clearing of Mosswort, but they had made their way between Mosswort and Spine Rock. Brain missed the word for a minute, and I was about to say one of the other clearings. They made their way over to Spine Rock, along with a few freshly gained allies, to pass along a message and see whether or not they could find one of the so-called hidden vaults of the Ironclaw. And they were successful. There wasn't much they could grab just then, but they did manage to find it, and they know where it is and how to get to it. Along with that, they had Mint specifically had a meeting with one of the faction leaders for the Ironclaw's current tense political situation, one Aquilia Dentatus. And before they managed to head off to Howltooth in order to meet one of the other leaders and pass along an important message, they encountered one Karl Hundmeister, a dog working for the one of the other faction leaders, one Claudius Caudex. And Karl revealed that he and Mint have a bit of a history, in a sense. Or at the very least, some con men can tell each other by sight.
He knew a guy who knew a guy who is bad news for me.
Exactly. And I just realized I accidentally partially unplugged my headphones, so... Whoops. Anyways, following that, they made their way to Howltooth Clearing, where they encountered a vulture, a bevy of guards, all surrounding one woodpecker who appears to be making some sort of argument with the vulture, and specifically where we left off, a blue jay who was near the town gate turned to you and said that, oh, you're just in time for the fun.
Lovely. What kind of fun?
Are you actually asking this, or is this more of a rhetorical question?
I'm considering saying that out loud, but there could probably be a better, more tactful way of saying it.
Also, just to finish the recaps, we did decide that Siva is getting the rubbing qualified for Vost's advance for crime, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So what fun is this going to happen? Are we seeing rap battle?
The blue jay laughs and says, "Oh, no, unfortunately not. Although, with the amount of tongue wagging, maybe that would be better. No, it's just two of our dear leaders having a bit of a spat."
Yeah, we've been notified of the situation. Which two leaders is it this time?
He points to the woodpecker and goes, "That is the little upstart known as, oh shoot, I keep misplacing these names. I have them in not good locations. Sorry. That is the little upstart known as Scius Duilius.
Oh.
And that," he points to the vulture, "is my boss, Publia Volcaire."
Oh, the
I'm sorry,
senator.
Senator Publia Volcare.
Wait. The senator and the bureaucrat are right here, both of them?
There, yes, Skyus apparently came into town and is having some kind of meeting with Publia in the town square, surrounded by guards.
Oh,
We're all
no. We need to get to both of them.
Turns to Yuki. Are they gonna start fighting?
Well, if they do, I just hope it's after I've delivered my letter.
We have 2 letters to deliver, one to each of them. And they're currently in the middle of town square, surrounded by all of the guards.
Yep.
And probably too heated to care about incoming mail right now. Especially
Of note, Skyus does not have any guards. This is all, like, they all are wearing the regalia that kind of indicates their Publia, and none of them are, like, facing against her. This is, Skyus came alone, it seems.
Haha, he's in danger.
Then
Try to take care of the
perhaps
situation?
action in the form of mail?
So you're here to deliver some post, eh?
Yeah, we have
Yes.
I kind of try and gesture for our mousy mail carrier to step forward and say we have a priority message for the senator, his eyes only.
The Blue Jay raises an eyebrow and goes, "Well, how lucky for you. I am Iselos Naso, and I happen to be Publia's, or at least one of her 2 secretaries. I handle the mail. How fortuitous for you." And he extends his hand for the letter.
I believe we said it was for the senator's eyes only.
Her eyes only.
I am the senator's eyes, you see. All of the mail goes through me. Every order she hands out, I'm the one who delivers it. Every complaint, I deliver it to her.
I can't really refute that privately.
Can we give it to you while she's watching so that satisfies
I
what
don't know
we're
if-
supposed to do?
Yuki looks over at Rita, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
this
up
is
to
Rita's
Rita.
call.
She is going to take a moment. And Frida is going to sort of hold the mailbag a bit tighter and say, I understand that you think you're very important, and you might also be very important, but this seemed different, and I don't think I should let anyone but her see it.
And Yuki will look back and go, "You heard her."
We can't. Mail crimes are very serious crimes in this region, if I recall correctly. Don't want to get the
Isn't it a
mail cops
federal
on
crime
you.
to attack the mail and to open someone else's mail?
Iselos will shrug and say, "Oh, well, very well then. I suppose if you're that desperate, go on. She's right there waiting."
Yuki will start walking over there.
After Yuki.
I am going to kind of keep an eye out from a distance.
Fair enough.
Puff is kind of following.
Iselos will actually call out just as you're leaving, though. I do have one last question for you, though, if it's not too much trouble.
She'll look back.
Obviously, you aren't from around here. Are you, perchance, more of the coin collecting type? Or are you just tourists?
Depends on the coin.
Oh,
Well, I am here under employee of this mail carrier.
Isolos will sort of raise an eyebrow and then say, all right then, well, if you're interested in more coin, please feel free to meet me back here in the morning.
She'll kind of nod and then go back to her walking towards danger.
It's fine, don't worry.
There is no way this could possibly go wrong.
Don't worry, Yuki. Nothing wrong will happen. We have the blessing of the dragon.
Everyone's making moves around here. Oh boy.
Should we move too?
I guess we're allowed through. Or
Yeah,
closer.
I mean,
She wasn't stopping us.
The guards are a little bit distracted, if I may say so.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Don't fight.
Oh wait, wrong small child.
Wrong, small child indeed. As you approach, what you hear is, as I previously stated, an argument, and it's getting incredibly heated, despite the fact that Skyus is surrounded on all sides by birds much bigger than him, all wearing armor with weapons.
He's like,
he does
said
not.
what, like a woodpecker or something? Or
Yeah, he's a woodpecker. He's not a big bird.
oh, almost as small as me.
Yes, very, very on the small side of birds. Despite the fact that he is surrounded on all sides and dealing with that, he is not remotely backing down from any of this.
I'm gonna slowly start making my way towards his side. He might need someone in his corner if this goes south.
Sure. I will join you.
The argument appears to be that Skyus came here to offer a truce with Publia to form something of an alliance, and she's not happy with it.
Publia's not happy with one of the 4 emperors coming to her for an alliance. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is her objection, if we can tell?
Her objection seems to be that all that Skyus has to offer is the bureaucracy that he has done for her for years. He has no leadership, no leadership experience, no military experience, and it wasn't his policies that kept people safe. It was hers. He was just an extension of her for a brief period of time.
He was just there.
But he's a popular figure.
He is a popular figure, but if she cared about popularity, then she probably wouldn't pass the laws that she does.
Yeah.
She cares about safety. She cares about protecting the Ironclaw.
Zealously at that, yeah.
Yes, and it might be more as an institution than as a location. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, Publia is like that. It basically boils down to she has decided that there is nothing he can actually offer her that would make this worthwhile. Especially because if they align, then that leaves the other 2 military leaders to align.
Yeah, which doesn't work out well for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which were the 2 that we were trying to get aligned anyway?
We're trying to get ex-consul Aquilia Dentatus and Skyus Julius, our woodpecker here, to align so that we have a military mind and a domestic mind teamed up who are maybe less zealously protective of the Ironclaw as an institution, and more concerned about well-being. And
So wait, there's 3 military-themed leaders, and then
there's
a guy who's a
there's
smart one,
two military, 1 executive, and 1 bureaucrat.
Yeah. It's basically 2 people who are more military side, 2 people who are more political side.
Gotcha.
Is how I would describe it.
Yeah.
So, if it's the two political people, then there's a chance that
they lose all the guards. Yeah.
Yeah, they lose all the guards, and then everything they both worked for is just blown up by. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just making sure because it almost sounded like, and my memory is garbage, that regardless of which two it was going to be, there would be two remaining military leaders paired together.
Well, the two were about to make enemies to these two horses we're about to back are going to be the senator and the guard captain, which are going to be kind of formidable to overcome.
Well, assuming, of course, they can even remotely work together, which they might not be able to.
Of course, in character, I respond to this. Do not worry, we have the blessing of the dragons on our side. There's nothing to fear.
Because
character difference.
Yeah. Of note, like, this is information you guys would have, I've told you and would have picked up. Like, this whole split largely happened specifically because of Publia and Claudius.
Yeah. Yeah, they are not going to become friends.
Yeah, it is extremely unlikely that they'll work together.
Yeah.
Now, if you manage to piss them off if you manage to piss both of them off enough that they decide to work together, that is a whole other issue. But yeah, in general. So your presence is noted by the guards, but since nothing has quite escalated to violence just yet, the argument is still just going strong. One of the things that Skyas brings up is that, like, he's currently the guy who has, like, the seat of knowledge in the clearing, being the guy who's currently, like, staying in Shelldock and has access to, like, all of the Ironclaw's history, and he's he's a noted, like, inventor of sorts. He's kind of done a lot of different things. So he is trying to demonstrate that his intellect is more than enough, and it's not working. It's not even remotely helping.
Mostly, I'm okay if Skyas walks away with this without what he wanted, and then we can swoop in and give him a better offer with someone who will actually work with him. The thing I'm concerned about at this point is Skyas getting out of this alive. Because if Skyas is like, well, I'm going to make my own clearing with blackjack, and he's going to be dead.
I don't think it's going to come to that, especially because this is in public, and that would be a really bad PR no-no.
Unless Skyas was
a politician in public.
A bit too brave for his talons.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. If he gets so heated that he says something he really shouldn't in front of Publia and all the guards in the world.
Of note, there's also another Blue Jay who appears next to Publia, who appears to be taking down this entire conversation on parchment.
Oh, wow.
So he's definitely writing in shorthand, but he looks very similar to the Blue Jay you were previously talking to. Probably safe to presume twins. So, yes, how would you like to proceed? Because this argument shows no signs of slowing down.
I think
after we start with the mail, I think.
Yeah, I think after a while where it looks like nothing is going to end, Yuki just kind of sternly announces, just like, Sumimasen.
Wow, a foreigner
all right.
speaks.
That definitely gets notice from everybody.
I don't stand anywhere near Yuki. As all eyes turn to her.
We have a letter for the senator.
Frida takes
Very
a moment.
Important one.
Frida looks at Yuki and goes, "We do? We do. And she is digging through that bag. She got a little too caught up in this, and she digs out the letter for Senator Publia. And Publia looks towards the guards, looks to Skyus, and then looks to Frida, and she walks over herself and takes it. And she smiles and says, "Thank you. I'm sorry you had to experience this. You are free to go." And she returns back to her position, handing the letter to her Blue Jay assistant to open so she may read it.
Okay.
For now, she looks at Skyus, and the implication is very clear of, we will settle this later.
Oh.
So we had said for her eyes only, but was it for her eyes only, or was it really just like to be delivered to her personally?
We were kind of bluffing, and it was Frida's insistence that we deliver to her personally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
As long as Frida's okay with that.
Yeah, I mean it seems that her assistant is just opening it because he hands her the letter back as soon as he's used one of his talons to cut through the seal.
Make sure it wasn't booby trapped.
Pretty much, yeah. Publia looks to the letter, and she goes a bit pale.
Oh.
And then folds it back, proceeds to hand it to the her assistant, and informs the guards that she needs to be alone for a little bit. She is returning to her chambers.
Uh-oh.
The only person that follows is her Blue Jay assistant, because apparently alone doesn't quite mean alone in this case.
Uh-huh.
Notably, the other Blue Jay you saw also seems to take this as time for me to actually do my job, and follows along as well.
And the guards?
The one or two of the guards stay around Skyus to make sure he doesn't try to approach Publia anymore. But the rest disperse to take care of their business in the clearing. Although one does stop by the lot of you to ask for your pass.
Uh-oh.
How would you like to proceed?
We don't have a pass that lets us this far into the clearing, do we?
No, I got you into the main clearing, and that was it.
Yuki will look at the guard and go, "Was our pass not the important letter that the senator needed to receive?"
Yep, that's pretty much the play.
Good play. It's a good play. I'm gonna need a roll.
Okay, what am I rolling?
All right, what would be the best roll for this? Give me just a moment. Need to make sure I open the most recent of these things. There we go. I think... Oh, that's the equipment page, not the moves page. Sorry about this. I think this is Persuade an NPC.
Okay.
So roll with charm.
My charm is nothing.
Want me to roll this one?
I mean, y'all can help.
I feel like it was Yuki that said it, so I mean, yeah, that would probably be the better call. But if you wanted to do an assist,
I'll mark exhaustion to help. So you get a +1.
You don't have to do that until we've done it, right? Or do you have to do it before?
Oh, after rolling, actually, it turns out. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
Or you could just roll boxcars.
Boxcars! The guard takes a moment, processes that, and then says, "Very good, carry on."
Everything is clearly above board here because we delivered official mail.
Yep. If it was so official, it needed all of these people. It must have been very important, and based on Publia's reaction, it was very important. So,
if only we had taken a peek, but no.
Would have been a little bit difficult, I think, to get that seal back to how it was. But yeah,
No, yeah.
Skyus is sort of standing around looking sullen and upset.
I will approach him.
And he is a bit startled by your approach because he was lost in his own world. And he sort of jumps a bit and goes, yes, can I help you?
I think we can help each other, as a matter of fact. You were appealing to Publia there to maybe join forces and bring an end to this whole schism, right?
He sighs and nods. Yes, I was hoping that the clearer heads could prevail here, but unfortunately, it seems that Publia is not interested in what I have to offer.
No, I suppose not. So, looks like I'll have to find a different option.
I suppose. I just don't really know how easily the others would accept such a proposition.
Well, what if I told you that Achillea might be receptive? I say, lowering my voice so that no one overhears.
He is going to look at you incredibly suspiciously just for saying that. And then is going to lower his own voice and go, and what promise do you have that this isn't a trick of hers? Or that you're even or that you're even passing a message along from her?
Well, I have a letter written in her wing. And when I produced that.
See.
Or, actually, no, it wasn't written in her wing. It was dictated by me. It was dictated to me.
Yeah, so. It was dictated to you.
Yeah.
He'll still take it and read it and say, this does have her level of arrogance etched into it. But I still can't be sure. And I think you're going to need to persuade an NPC now.
I say, just here's my independent take on it. This clearing needs two things to survive. It needs a strong domestic policy, and it needs a strong security policy. Let's see, roll with charm. My charm is +3. I get an 8. So they aren't sure. What do I need to do to sway them?
I think what you'll need to do to actually sway him is... I think what he'll say is this. Look, I appreciate you not getting involved in that little spat I was having and for doing whatever it is you just did to Publia. But I need to be certain here. I need to speak with Achillea myself.
Of course. Couldn't expect you to forge an alliance through letters alone. That's the whole two generals problem.
But I also don't trust myself to actually Rather, I don't trust her to not use my traveling to Spine Rock as an excuse to off someone. So I need her to come to me.
Oh.
Do you think you could manage that?
Go to her and convince her to travel across the lines to you? Ugh.
Yeah, the issue is that no matter which way they go, both are separated by someone they do not like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you... Yeah, and with the whole battle lines drawn in here, any movement from either of them is seen as sort of an incursion.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. But between the two of them, she's probably the one who has the strength to make an incursion. If we're being real here.
Yeah. That is definitely something of note.
Well...
Ask him to make it easier for us to travel back and forth.
Is there a way, then, that you could perhaps make it easier for us to travel back and forth, because we're kind of overextending our visa here?
I believe there is. However, it might not be the most pleasant experience, if I may be blunt. We're
talking about forging papers, right? Where does this get unpleasant?
No, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of I do hold some amount of power within the Ironclaw. I could, in a sense, say that the lot of you are under my employ, and you would need to have any sort of pulls out these. It's very clearly some like iron. It's coin, but he has like basically set it in a brooch. And it has a particular mark on it that you get the distinct feeling means like, oh, they are affiliated with Sheldock.
Gotcha.
It's not forging papers exactly, but it is saying like I have picked a side.
Well, that'll help us get into Sheldock when that time comes. That's probably useful. Probably not keen on wearing that all the way around here.
And he'll say, well, if you have those, it means that you are, by my rules, a citizen of Ironclaw and can travel as you please.
Ah, but it does give us a certain reputation among the other schisms.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Bit of a trade-off. But getting the jump 10 years to being citizens of Ironclaw is also not an insignificant boost.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will take one for each of us.
Okay. If the party accepts that.
Any objections?
Makes it easier than having to lie.
I mean, yeah, there's only so long our lives can last. We might as well go with an inconvenient actual cover story.
It's better than having to continue to use my order to get through the first clearing.
No objection here. How easy is it to forge a different faction affiliation if we have to?
We'd probably need to go to the leaders themselves.
I said forge.
Forge, we'd probably need some kind of metallurgical device.
I mean, those exist. I mean, each clearing has its own sort of like forge and whatnot. Some are better than others, but
we'd need an example of each if we wanted to make like signet coins for everybody.
True.
And right now we only have an
Pulled
example
might
of
be a
this.
hurl, yes.
It's definitely something to consider. But right now we only have the one example.
Frida is going to sort of sidle in and say, sorry to interrupt, but I do still have one more letter, and she hands it over to Skyus.
Oh, I had completely forgotten about that.
She looks at the lot of you who have traveled with her and goes, and with that, I'm technically done, but it's dark, and I don't want to go home right now, so I'm gonna go look for a place to stay, and then I'm going to go.
Okay. Let us know.
Thank
if
you
need-
all very much. And
you'll be fine on your own?
I think I'll be fine on my own from this point. I've delivered everything, and they can check my bags. It's not like they're going to find anything.
Good point. All right.
And she will turn to Yuki and go, thank you very much for all the help. I really appreciate it. And if I see anything like that symbol, I will let you know somehow.
She'll nod and smile at Frida and go, thank you. And she'll bow and say, farewell.
And Frida will wave at all of you and go see if there's a place to stay here in Howltooth. Because as she said, it is approaching night. It is late in the day already.
Mm. All right, so what's this letter for Skyus about?
Skyus will open his letter, and a grin will cross his face as he folds it up and says, Good, okay, everything is proceeding at some level of this plan. And he'll look at the lot of you and sort of put the letter in his jacket and go, I can probably tell you about this later, but not here and not now. I hope that's not a problem.
As long as we can get to see each other again at some point, that's going to be the tricky part. If we're going to be dragging Achillea all the way over.
Mm-hmm. He will nod and say, well, I wish you the best of luck with that. I will keep my talons crossed, but if you can't, then that's understandable. I'll figure something else out. I always do.
Yeah, just the message is delivered that Achillea is open to the idea. At least says she is, and
yeah,
that message has been delivered, and we'll see what we can do to pass along your request. We will be the middle vagabonds.
Mm-hmm.
For a little while, see if we can get this rolling.
Yep.
And if for some reason she refuses or has a major objection, we will probably come back to you and Shelldock.
Either way, you now have generally freer access, so.
Huzzah. Even if, 3/4 of the guards are going to hate us.
Mm-hmm.
Was, just a question for bookkeeping stuff. Was that Frida's thing, I guess, faction, the Woodland Alliance?
She's not part of the Woodland Alliance. She is Denizens.
Denizens, okay. So I get +4 towards Denizens, I suppose.
Which applies to basically anyone in Ironclaw who hasn't picked a side. So there are plenty of people who that will be beneficial for. All right. Gaius, unless anyone has any objections, is going to head back to Shelldock as best he can.
I don't have any objections here.
Anyone else?
I think our next step is to
All right.
probably get some
These
sleep.
badges will be sufficient proof to the lady we're trying to bring over to him.
I mean, they'll. The only person who would have given them to you is Skyus, unless something went really, really wrong. But yeah, they're definitely sufficient enough proof that you probably met him.
Yeah.
So, message passed along is a safe possibility. All right. So what do you do now?
Well, if it's getting dark, it's either we risk going back across the clearings to Spine Rock, or sleep and then take the journey during the day.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't mind taking a night journey myself, but leave that to everyone else.
Oz looks at the darkening sky, looks at himself, shrugs, just, yeah, I can do a night journey.
My vote goes to stay and sleep.
Could easily pass through, so there's really no rush.
Yeah, I'm just
For
worried about
me-
this powder keg.
Whatever would get us back to that vault the fastest.
Technically, that would be a night journey, but so that's 2 to 3, or 2 to 2, and you are the deciding vote, Yuki. Do we go, or do we sleep and
Getting
go?
to the vault and getting to the vault's contents are two very different things in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our best bet at the moment of getting to the vault's contents is to play the politics and get the vault under a different owner who is more friendly to us. Though if you did want to make a quick heist just to get that thing you noticed, we could talk about that, but it's probably safer, and it's probably not going anywhere until we can maybe change the security layout a bit. The hierarchy a bit.
She'll nod. Then I suppose it's fine if we wait.
All right,
All
then.
right.
We are going to find accommodations.
All right. So here is sort of how you, as you're finally done dealing with the people's situation, you see the rest of Howltooth. Howltooth is a significantly dimmer clearing. The land is sort of soggy and wet because this is very close to marshland. Effectively, the lake that is to the north of the Ironclaw does broach the land here, although it's marred by a bunch of very sharp rocks. So, not recommended to try and get into the lake from this side. As I said in that picture, it is one of the more extremely notable features of Howltooth is the giant rock formation that looks like a wolf's head, that sort of juts out into the waters of the lake. But the other thing you notice is that the buildings here are definitely a little bit on the more opulent side. This is the zone where this is the clearing where all of the politics happens. So when senators are visiting the Ironclaw, they stay here, and senators are used to a very particular set of accommodations.
So it's really nice here.
Yes, this place is, despite the sort of dismal look of the land and the bog stench, it is a fairly nice location. The buildings are very clearly built up. A lot of resources went into them that maybe would have gone elsewhere. The guards are definitely wearing the nicest looking sets of armor, even if it's not necessarily the most useful sets of armor.
As close as you can get to a medieval lake resort in marshland.
Kind of, sorta, yeah. Yeah, kind of, sorta. The one major downside is the aspect from which once it gets its name, once the clearing gets its name, as the wind sort of picks up, you hear a mournful howl coming from that giant rock head.
Okay.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I had a line I was going to say, and I'm not going to do it.
So yes, accommodations are fairly easy to find. They are expensive, though. So it's going to cost one. It's going to cost, I'm going to say 2 depletion from the party.
I've already marked a depletion.
That's total, right?
Total, yes. Collective 2.
I'll do it.
Because they're asking for a lot of gold.
All right, so we got 1 depletion.
And I'll chip in the other one.
Okay, there's 2.
All right. It is the location you're staying significantly nicer than the one room you were all sharing beforehand. There are very plush beds. The air is pleasant. It's very well stocked and well accommodated, and the staff is on hand to serve anything you want.
For a price, right?
Yes, for a price, but the price is not so great that it causes any more depletion. So,
do not touch the minibar.
Do not touch the minibar. So, night falls. Does anyone have anything they wanted to do in the middle of the night before rest?
Pray. I'm really obvious. I don't think I can make myself clear.
So you want to pray, huh?
Yes. The way you say that has me concerned, though.
Yeah. Trust fate, except to trust the dragons.
Listen, always trust the dragons. The one thing you don't trust when Din opens his mouth.
And uses that tone, yeah.
Hurt? Please roll trust fate.
Lovingly.
Roll with luck.
5, huh?
I wasn't really planning on anything doing with this. Just like, hey, I'm just gonna sit in the corner and pray.
All right. You rolled a 5.
I did roll a 5.
Outside of your room, not in the hallway, but outside, like, the building itself, you hear a rumbling and what sounds like your prayer, or at least a very, very similar one.
Much worry, because I think I know where you're going with this. She is going to leave her door and investigate very quietly and slowly, because concerned. Because if it's like the prayer but not, we could be dealing with someone she doesn't want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we're all kind of in our own rooms.
Yes, you are all in your own rooms, so there is a chance for you to interact if you so desire. If you want to, if you believe your character would have heard.
I do not. I think at this moment there is no reason for alarm.
Are we all in solo rooms?
I think that would be how the hotel would do it, but you could also partner up in any way you want.
No, I was just trying to figure.
And surveying the clearing, and especially the stuff outside the clearing, so yeah, he might have heard.
Okay. So yeah, sorry, I don't know why my dogs are suddenly freaking out.
No.
But all right, so Vost, I'm gonna say that you are also privy to that rumbling and what sounds like a prayer in a language you do not understand.
Checking out from a distance, especially once he sees Siva going out to check.
It appears to be coming from the lake. Siva.
We are still going. We are invested.
Okay. Vost, how close behind are you following?
She definitely does not know that you're following her.
Yeah. From a short distance, enough that if there's trouble, he can come to the rescue, but if there's trouble, he can also break and run if necessary.
Fair enough. Okay.
Line of sight.
Siva, you... yes. Siva, you approach the lake. And the rumbling has stopped, but the prayer is louder. And it is definitely a prayer you are familiar with because it's being spoken in like Draconic. And out of the lake rises a figure in the murky black night.
If
It is about
here.
It is about 4 heads taller than you, Siva.
A lot of things are taller than me, sir.
I know. Yeah, or rather, let's rephrase. It's about 4 heads taller than Yuki. It is enormous. It is pitch black, and the skin, the skin glistens in the sort of light of the moon with all of the water falling off of it. And it simply says, "I thought I sensed one of my own." How do you respond?
So far, dumbstruck.
Very much. There's a lot of opening and closing the beak, and like, because I'm doing, if anyone can see that that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Remember, podcast, visual medium. Jokes like that don't work. It is not a dragon.
Obviously.
Just to be clear, not a dragon. But this is obviously someone very deep into the lizard cult.
Someone amphibious at that.
Mm-hmm.
Heck.
And someone who can hear something through water and a building?
How big is its head?
It's very large. Oh my gosh.
For perspective, the equivalent would be this dude is about 9 feet tall and probably about 4 to 5 feet wide. He is a giant coastal salamander.
Oh my gosh.
But in terms of
in terms of root, he's just very large.
Yeah. Root, small wooden creatures, but giant for that.
Mm-hmm.
Dear brother, it is a wonderful evening.
He nods and says, "It is indeed a wonderful evening, sister. What brings you to these parts?"
I'm traveling with associates and also passing the good word of the dragons to others of the clearings in order for them to wake up and bring peace to the world.
Ah, I see. You are a worm dreamer then.
Sir.
He sinks back into the water just a bit to get more eye level with you, so he's not just standing over you imposingly.
Thank you for not forcing me to continue to crane my neck up.
Yeah, just like 80-degree angle. Just
yes.
Make an entire right angle backwards.
Bird's so flexible.
Birds.
And what is it you think of this tenuous situation, dear sister?
believe deep down that they all have good intentions at heart. But they need to remember that we all want the same thing and to work together.
But can you be so sure?
Yes, because I do not believe that anyone truly wishes full harm to anyone else. There is good in all.
He takes a moment and says, sorry, let me just double check a character sheet real fast.
This guy has a sheet? Uh-oh.
No, he doesn't have a sheet.
He's looking at mine.
Mm-hmm.
Man, coastal salamanders are cool looking.
They really are.
I just wanted to look to see how big they are. First of all, they're massive. They're like this. They could be like the size of your arm.
They're a foot long. Yeah, they are a foot long, which is huge for a salamander.
Second of all, that coloration pattern is really cool. It's like spotted camouflage.
Speckled. I'll throw an image link in the regular chat. So he looks towards the giant fanged mouth of the namesake of Howltooth and looks back towards you and says, "Are you so certain that they are, as you say, all aimed with good intentions? Given that," and he points to the Howltooth as the wind sort of picks up once more and the mournful howl starts to echo through the clearing. "When hidden just behind those fangs, just behind that howl, are prisoners left here to rot."
Oh. We found the jail.
Mm-hmm. It's not fun.
I can imagine, considering I know what that shape actually looks like. That is tiny as hell.
Mm-hmm. He approaches, still sort of keeping eye level, but getting, much closer to you, Siva, and goes, "Do you know how many of our brethren lay in those fangs? Do you know how many have perished under the yoke of the Eerie here?"
I did say that I believe they have eventual good intentions deep down. I didn't say I agreed with how they brought them up. They have done terrible things, and I know to them they feel like they're doing the right, so I can fully not put fault on them. But that does not mean that I will not raise my wing at them and show them that that is not the way they should work. That they should work together with our brethren, not do horrible things and cause harm to others. We need to put wing and claw and fang in each other's hands and just work together instead of causing this. Motioning at wolf head.
Yeah, at the Howltooth. He chuckles and says, "One so young. You have not yet had time to grow in your fangs."
Well, I can't really have fangs. I'm a bird.
"Very well. I shall
Do
proceed
salamanders
on
have
my..."
fangs?
No.
He's not referring to salamanders. He's referring to dragons.
Ah.
He he sinks a little he sinks further back into the water, staring at you with his great glassy eyes, and says,
Well, then you shall continue on your path, and I shall continue on mine.
Dear brother, may I please inquire as to your name? This was a wonderful meeting. In any case.
He smiles, revealing his not fangs, but he does have teeth for chewing on insects and whatnot, or at least, the equivalent. And says,
I am Wart. I was king here once, and one day I will be again.
So that's what, 3 now?
This one's justified, and I will fight for him.
And he, as he sort of sinks into the water completely, 4 glass vials float to the surface, each holding some inky black liquid inside. And Wart rises up further in the water, but a greater distance away, closer to the Howltooth, and says,
Should our paths cross again, please make use of those.
She will take them once it is clear that she is not going to fully submerge herself in water.
Yes.
Feathers, water, not fun.
Mm-mm. I mean, bird baths, but fully submerging is a whole other story.
Thank you, Brother Wart. I am Sister Siva.
And he will disappear into the water, and it's pretty clear he's heading towards the Howltooth. So this is gonna get ugly, I think.
Well, if he wasn't going to, I was going to make everyone go there anyway. Because, hello, you just said that some of my brethren are in that jail. Excuse you.
Mm-hmm.
You might go there anyway, guys, so anticipate a very upset bird.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, there's something in every clearing, and you might not have time to get to it all. So, decisions are going to have to be made. Vost, you were close enough to hear most of that. How would you like to react to it?
He's staying silent until the person in the marsh goes away, then approaches, and is just this black creature out of the black night, holding a black spear in one hand. He's putting it away as he goes up to Siva, but it's still obvious. It's just, that was friend, was it not?
I was tempted to warn you, Spud, but I couldn't figure out.
No, it didn't peak too badly, so you're good.
Worth it.
It was a very good bet.
Anyway.
Yeah, Voss positions himself so that he's visible, silhouetted against something gleaming up against the lake, and so that's how he's visible.
Did you follow me?
Yes. I wasn't sure you were in danger.
Oh.
He then meaningfully glances to the Howltooth and just, are you about to put yourself in danger?
Do you think I'm that stupid to go alone?
Looks itself.
I'm a tiny bird.
That's not what I asked. Are you about to get the others and rally them? If so, I will meet you there.
I don't think you should go by yourself, especially if Brother Wart was heading that way. He's very large.
Oh, I would not be taking Brother Wart's route. I'd be taking the high route.
What I'm still saying is that if he's acting, then it's probably not beneficial to go when he's acting. Because I don't think he saw you. Nor do I think he would know that you're okay with me. So it might not be a good thing.
Then shall we get the others and head up there in time for his distraction?
Yes.
Let us do that then.
Clink, 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 clink.
Sound of bird running with little bottles, stuff I don't
Vials
know
of
what's in
ichor.
it. Vials of things.
And
I
absence,
do not question my brothers and sisters.
and absence of sound for Crow going on a path that he's confirmed is soft ground and thus doesn't make footfalls.
Ah, the unsound effect of soft dirt.
Yes.
Silence. Quiet.
Yeah,
Silence.
honestly, he's more worried about people running into him than he is about running into stuff, right? Given,
Fair.
well, him and his path.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, Siva, is your plan to wake everyone up?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, what? Second of all, excuse me?
To which part? The fact that I have a 4-foot tall brother in the lake who's going to try and rescue my brother in a jail inside the Howling Wolf? Or the fact that I woke you up?
It's more the fact that you want us to go with him to drop everything and start a jailbreak, at which point we pretty much have to give up on everything else we came here to try and do. Because we will then be fugitives and jailbreakers and have to...
These are
and,
my people.
and thus be responsible for getting them out somehow when none of us have an exit strategy. The Eerie is going to come down on these people hard. This is the most secure political prison they have. And sure, maybe this wart guy's got the element of surprise coming from the water. That's pretty novel. Not a lot of denizens like the water. Not a lot of denizens are, 4-foot tall giant lizard people. But if we do this, our entire operation is now this jailbreak. Everything else, every promise we've made, every scheme we've got in motion has to basically be dropped to organize this jailbreak if it's going to have a chance of succeeding.
Or you stay here, you make it look like Siva and I are still in our rooms. We go in, we are not seen, we come out.
They will have guards. They will have security devices. They will have alarms. They
Yes.
will have weapons.
Yes.
They will have many prisoners that then need to be transported, many of whom I imagine will be sick and infirm.
Yes.
Then what do you expect for me to do? Because I will not sit here while my people are suffering.
We do
I
this.
fully understand that we have things that we need to do, promises we have made.
This is
But
a
those are
noble goal, but we will
they're
have
my
to fight
brothers.
the entire Eerie to get out.
I will fight the entire world to keep my family and those I love safe.
Or we could play this political game and maybe negotiate with the winners to release some of the prisoners later. We can make that part of the deal. We install the right people here, we will have an in to get whatever we want. Because we will have given them Ironclaw, and they will be indebted to us. And in that way, we don't have to fight the entire Eerie and still get what we want. that has been my plan.
Din, was that where Yuki had seen the kimono?
The kimono was seen in Spine Rock. It was seen in the
Spine
Dragon's
Rock.
Vault.
Okay, different place.
Yeah.
I mean, but there is a distinct possibility that someone
Yeah.
you're looking for is a political prisoner, because there's only like 2 ways they could have gotten that.
Right.
Oh, damn,
Okay.
you're right.
Either it was traded for, or it was taken. One of the two.
The beat is going on. Vost is going to kneel and inspect one of the vials if Siva allows it. Find out just what we were given.
I mean, she's probably put them down at some point.
Yeah.
What, squawking.
Trying to think what would be the best role here.
He's if you're trying to decide between the stats, Vost has pretty much been using luck as his arsonist stat.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Well, how about we'll say this is trust fate, just to see if you happen to be able to identify what this is.
Okay, rolling with luck. 11.
11 is really good.
Wow.
This is a super potent toxin.
Oh, good.
Okay, so it's not a stealth potion that we should use on ourselves.
No. I would like to die. Maybe don't.
It is not a lethal toxin, but if it is absorbed, through mucous membranes or by God forbid drinking it, it's a very, very potent paralytic.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Very bad time.
It is not technically lethal, but it does leave you really open to just dying.
Like, you go to the hospital and people have to basically feed you for a while.
Mm-hmm. Or, in the world of Root, it leaves someone very capable of just walk over, stab.
Yeah.
Either or.
So how easy or difficult would it be to convert these into gas bombs, similar to the beer bomb he's got? Area of effect paralytic.
It would
Possibly
be
a wide area of effect paralytic.
It would be playing with fire, but I don't think that has ever stopped you. So,
So create to destroy.
No.
I think you can, yes. But
No.
they're not yours, so you might have to either sneak it past Siva or just ask.
And ask is what he'll do. Siva, may I
No.
make these more effective?
3 words in. No.
Siva, may I know?
Vost will pout a bit, but they were given to Siva.
Okay, so we've got a paralytic. We've got a jail.
You got
out-
4 paralytics.
Four-
There's 4 vials.
4 vials
It's
of
almost like there was an intent behind it.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Wart, you're mean. I love you, but you're mean. For king.
Y'all keep liking my not nice characters. Y'all were like, oh, I love Carl. Even if he was...
I had no reason not to like Carl. I still had no reason not
They
to like
keep
Wart.
being charming is the thing.
Wart is still a member of her belief system. She ain't gonna hate him unless he starts like stabbing people.
I think that's what he's about to go do.
Well, yeah, but there are also people that are holding her people captive.
All right,
All right,
okay.
so
Here's the thing. let's. All right, I see you're not going to be swayed by this. Fine. Let's go down there, scout it out, and see if there is anything we can do. And if there's nothing we can reasonably do, we walk away, okay? And when we figure out another plan later.
Oh heck, I realized I never actually said a response to what you said. Shit. Because she is fine with that. That's why she asked you if you had another idea than her just running in there, and you gave one.
Yep.
Okay.
She's fine with that. Give another solution and she'll do it. She does not want to go in there and start fighting.
Okay. So, knowing that he's about to start an operation tonight, this wart guy, let's go down to Howltooth, scout it out safely, prioritizing our safety, and see if there's anything we can do to maybe help the operation from the outside. And if we can do that without being compromised, then I think that's the best we can do.
Gonna give a little bird hug.
Okay.
Thank you, Rick. You're the best.
I hug Siva back. Kind of like, with a sigh, like, yeah.
We wish the bestest of dreams from the dragons upon you forever.
Okay, don't push it.
All right. People what can wield swords in front. Siva, Mint in the back. I'm assuming.
And Vost not with the party, trying not to be seen.
Ah, you're rogue. Fair enough. Okay.
Well, again, Black Crow, Black Bombs, Black Knight.
Yep. How very appropriate for my King Arthur. So yes, if you are all accepting this mission, then yes,
Tentatively.
you can, tentatively.
I have agreed to scout this mission to do recon.
So
We have something we need to demand from Skyus immediately.
Yeah, Yuki did not have to be persuaded.
For great justice and also maybe someone I'm looking for. All right. Brixie, you cool with this plan?
What are we doing? Why is everyone awake? What time is it?
Brixie, Siva wants us to go see if we can help with a jailbreak for her other religious people who are apparently political prisoners here in Howltooth. I've said, fine, we'll scout it out and see if there's anything we can do. Mind joining us?
Did they commit actual crime, or is this something?
We can't really tell, but considering that they're all religious nuts, it could go either way.
Okay, I'll come along. Sure.
Gonna do something.
Let's see what's
I
going
mean,
on.
they're lizard cult. I assume they're not all worm dreamers, but some of them may be.
Oh no, there's warm bloods. We don't want to talk to them. They're fairly mean.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Let me get my hammer.
They are.
Either way, there's a large salamander on his way there who Siva has made a decent contact with, and she is honor bound, and so we need to make sure that she stays out of trouble if she tries to help. So.
Okay. Yeah. I suppose we could take a look. No harm in that.
Yep. Pack what
Okay.
you need in case things get ugly.
Okay. Brixie gets on the armor, grabs the hammer.
All right. So the actual Howltooth is quite a bit away, or is outside of town, outside of the clearing proper, but it's like there are ways to access it. It is just not a very pleasant walk, and there are lots and lots of sharp rocks just kind of everywhere as this sort of trudges out into the lake. But unlike the unlike with the vault, the entrance to the inner lair of the Howltooth is pretty obvious because it's the back of this stony beast. Unfortunately, it's obvious because it's guarded.
Yep. Lights and walls and barbed wire and guards, I imagine.
Barbed wire is a bit too recent, I believe. At least proper barbed wire. But it is at least it's at least 6 guards from what you can tell. And they're all armed with spears or bows, it looks like. And there's a few birds perched in the trees. So there's like 4 on the ground and there's 2 in the trees flanking the sort of general entrance to this area of the clearing. Which you can only tell because of the torches they have like underneath those trees to sort of give them a little bit of light.
Okay, so fairly well guarded, but he's coming in from the water, which gives him an advantage. But for us,
okay, so it's the Howltooth is basically this cave inside the rocky protrusion, and the entrance to that is what's being guarded, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
there's effectively 2 entrances, one from the lake and one from the back.
Okay, so the beach under the neck is not really guarded then, or would they be line of sight to that?
There's not really an entrance there is the problem.
Yeah, there's not an entrance there, but you could get to it. It's just there's not a path to it either, so you'd have to either fly or make a very painful trip to it.
Across sharp beach rocks, yeah.
Sharp rocks, like sharp rocks, bad water. There's some riptide around here, unfortunately.
Clinging to the beach as much as possible while staying out of sight, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if we can make that journey.
Oh, Vost isn't asking you to make the journey.
Just one person needs to make the journey.
But what are you going to do when you get there?
You'll see.
You don't know.
No, this time you're going to tell me in advance.
So
Boss, we're not getting everyone out. Not everyone in jail is a member of our people. I'm trying to get my people out. You don't know who you're looking for.
That's right. I don't know who I'm looking for. So why not get everyone out?
Because there's probably some people who deserve to kind of be in there for a little bit to cool down.
I'm sure I would trust Erie's judgment on that.
Of note, there's an actual prison in town. This is not where people who have committed crimes in the Ironclaw
I totally misunderstood then.
This is the black site.
Yeah, this is the Alcatraz.
I was just gonna say Alcatraz.
Yep.
I fully misunderstood then. Ignore me.
No worries. I mean, people who went to Alcatraz also committed crimes. But
like tax evasion.
Yeah, like tax evasion. That's the only thing Al Capone ever did.
It's specifically why they made his entire jail cell very unique.
Mm-hmm. Anywho. So yes, you. Here's how I'm going to phrase it. If you want to make it to the neck, Vost, it will take you 1 exhaustion.
Okay.
But what are you going to do when you get there? Because at that point, you'll be out of earshot for us.
I'm going to make an optional exit.
Well, since no one has any questions, go right ahead.
No, we've talked about like cave-ins before, haven't we? We've talked about like rock formations and how blowing them up doesn't just necessarily make a cartoon hole in them all the time.
Boss, you're gonna
be
kill
careful.
people.
The track record is not necessarily the best on this.
Boss, you're gonna kill people. I don't condone that.
Yeah, and
I will try to make sure that
if you
the
make a
blast
shape
radius-
if you make a shape charge that actually blasts through the rock, there's a chance that there's someone on the other multiple summons on the other side who we don't want to kill.
I'm going to be scouting it out to make sure that no one is in the blast radius.
Can you see through walls?
I can hear through walls if they're thin enough.
They're not going to be very.
And they're not going to be thin enough. That's the thing. I don't think we have shape charges that can get through many feet of solid rock. This is not just a wall of a building. This is a natural rock formation that has been either carved or shaped, and it's been used as a prison because it's hard to get out of. Does that change your approach a bit?
These were aware of.
You cut out a bit. What?
These are facts I was already aware of.
I mean, it sounds like he's thought it through, so I just let him go.
Here's what we're going to do. You go ahead and set off your charge. Best place you think you can use your best judgment to do that. When you do that, all of us are going to run away and hope for the best because we do not want to be anywhere near here when they start searching the perimeter.
Not even going to be there when they go off.
Good. We are going to set off that distraction from the front. Hope that's enough to help out in the back where the actual operative is working. And we're going to go back to bed. Get rid of any other explosives materials when they start searching the new arrivals' cabins. And play innocent.
So you're saying that I will need to stash the rest of my bombs? I can do that.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make sure to stash mine on my way back to the inn.
Good. Okay. You do that. If anyone else has a plan to maybe add to this distraction, speak up now. Otherwise, we are leaving. Siva, is that good by you if we go with this blow-up distraction plan and then get out of here and hope for the best?
I really don't think that blowing up anything's gonna solve anything.
No, but I was thinking of a distraction anyway, and Vost's stupid shape charge is probably the best we're gonna get. It'll be very distracting.
As long as there's a guarantee that no one's going to get hurt.
Vost, if someone gets killed because of your bomb, it's on you.
Stood.
Vost, I will haunt you until the end of my days if someone gets hurt.
Wait.
And I'll make you join us. And you have to wear the robes.
Siva, what do you think Ward's plan was?
How can
The
Siva
faster-
haunt
the-
someone still alive?
The faster he can get people out, and the less he has to fight, the less people are going to get hurt. If this peels off the guards so that he can do his thing faster, that's less people hurt.
That's pretty much all we can do.
So the plan is that we're just hoping Wart will get through. Is that?
We're hoping that the guards will be focused on this side breach thing, that there will be fewer of them in the back as Wart tries his breakout for his fellow brethren. And the chaos will give him an opening.
I have a question for you all.
Mm-hmm.
About how long do you think you've sat here discussing stuff?
Too long.
Too long?
2 minutes, 37 seconds.
What a
5 minutes.
what a specific
10.
number.
He's
I
There
think
are certain sounds from the Howltooth, like of an operation starting while we're still talking.
That's exactly what's going to be happening.
There's the sound of a guard yelling help and it being choked off.
Oh.
Without a word, Vost steps out into the night.
Can I read a tense situation to see what's going on?
You sure can.
Please do.
Someone please read this tense situation.
Let's see. I don't have the quick one up here. I just have the full book. What am I rolling?
Cunning.
Read it then situation is cunning.
Okay.
I mean, we had to argue with Vost about what, how best to blow something up. So of course it took a while.
I don't know why you keep arguing. He's the expert.
Seriously.
I really don't
Let him
believe
do it.
that. I have never believed that for a minute.
I'm the religious zealot. What do you...
I mean, if you think you can blow
I
something
should.
better, by all means, go blow it up.
Sorry, I have it on the same window as the chat. Okay. Cunning is +2. Okay.
That's an 11. That's a good roll. Okay. With an
Ask
11,
3.
you take 3. What's your best way in, out, through? Who or what is the biggest threat? Who or what is most vulnerable to me? What should I be on the lookout for? Who is in control here?
Okay. I want what is the best way in, out, and through. What is the biggest threat? And who is in control here?
So is the best way in, out, through? Are you trying to get into the Howltooth or away from the Howltooth?
Mine is in, yeah.
You want in?
Yes.
Okay. The best way in is either going to be through the, finding a way through the mouth of it, as a wart has. Going through going through the wall as the shaped charge or when the shaped charge goes off. Or as you can see from the guards starting to move, following behind them as they go into the Howltooth. The biggest threat to you at the moment is still the guards. You're pretty sure you could take 1 or 2 of them by yourself, but you don't know how many are inside, and the ones on the outside are the 6 on the outside are still too many for you to take by yourself. Especially since 2 of them are ranged fighters who, despite the others starting to move in, have not moved.
Yeah, they're going to still be watching the entrance.
Yeah. And who is in control here? Not the guards.
Okay. I guess she'll just try to take off running after Vost. As, stealthily as possible.
Mint is clearly losing control of the situation and starts stammering.
You never had
Well, that
control.
really showed that Mint is not in control of the situation.
You cannot talk your way out of a jailbreak, unfortunately.
Who is in charge here? Not Mint.
Is it Godzellamander?
It's probably Wart, if you had to guess.
Godzillamander. That's really good.
I have watched the new movie 3 times since it's come out. I'm going to make Godzilla jokes.
It's me, the big monkey. DM stands for Dungeon Monkey. Anyways, so yes, Vost, you said you were on your way over.
Staying out of sight as much as possible and heading down to the beach.
All right. Okay. Earlier I said exhaustion. You can. I'm going to change it a little bit if that's okay. You can choose one or the other. You can take exhaustion, indicating that you're trying to get around all the stuff, or you can take damage. You can take 1 injury instead, to indicate that you're caring less about like working around stuff and more just you're just running through it, no matter what sort of what pokes at you and scratches you and tears you up.
For exhaustion, and I'll say the main reason why I'm trying to trigger Arsonist.
Fair enough.
And let's see. I suppose that would count for me too, the exhaustion.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take the exhaustion.
All right.
See, my drives of chaos and clean paws are at war here.
They sure are.
That's been a major mood.
All right. There's got to be something I can do to help.
All right. So how are you all proceeding? Because it's splitting up a little bit, and I'm trying to. I would like to know what the specifics everyone is doing.
Siva, you want to go with Vost and Yuki?
Siva.
I am struggling. There was such a struggle because I myself am so fucking chaotic.
You want to free these people or not? Come on.
Yeah, but freeing the people is not like, let's run to the person who's going to blow up the wall. Yeah, we're going.
All right.
Just throwing caution. Let's go.
So if you're going with Yuki and Vost, that means you need to take either an injury or an exhaustion. Your choice.
I will take an exhaustion.
Okay. Brixie, how are you? What are you doing in this situation? What's your battle plan?
I don't have one. I've just been kind of following everybody else, thinking they knew what they were doing.
Clearly
and
not.
realized
Your first mistake.
Yeah, that was my first mistake. So I just look to Mint and say, you know what? I'll just do whatever you want to do.
All right. Pick me up.
Okay. Pick up Mint.
I sort of lay limp in Brixie's arms and say, just go. I just say, go up there and pretend that I'm hurt or something. We'll just play it by ear from there.
Oh, the help me plan. Great.
Yep. Yeah, let's go. We're going with help me.
Okay.
I'm so tired of please help.
I mean, I am looking very distressed at the moment.
No, you're playing it well. You're playing it well. Okay.
Help,
So,
I've
yeah.
fallen and can't get up.
And here I thought Brixie was going to have a Mint turret.
I thought we were going to have a softball special.
I mean, there's still a chance.
Yeah.
This has only just begun. Okay. Vost, obviously, since you were the one going to it first, you make it to the wall of the Howltooth first. Are you setting up your bombs?
Tapping the rocks and listening. Was quite serious about trying to find where is thin, where is thick, and where is most likely not to actually blow anyone up directly. And that's probably what he's doing when Yuki and Siva catch up to him.
Okay. I will.
How stealthy are Yuki and Siva?
Well, I don't think any of you actually have stealth as an option, so not very.
Okay, in that case, he's tapping the rocks, looking, and he happens to glance back. Just, the heck are you doing here? You're supposed to be upstairs.
I think that this is the best
Brother
way
Wart
for
is
me to get
acting-
through once you blow it open.
Vost looks at Siva for her explanation.
Brother Wart is acting. We kind of don't have much time anymore.
Yes, I know. Go help Brixie and Mint. They need your help. When these goes
Okay.
off, we need to not be here. That's as easy as
now
if you two are already not here.
Now the none of the plan is going through the door. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vost doesn't know that.
Fine.
Vost still thinks Mint's in control here.
Well, Vost
Yeah, I
is
know.
not in control here.
wow, I can't. This might be a first for
What?
you.
Vost has that much faith in Mint. He thinks that Mint has got this fully under control, and he's just helping out.
This is the title of the episode. No one is in control here.
Actually, yeah, that'd probably be a good one.
Honestly, I agree.
No one is in control.
No one is in control here.
Okay. I think given that Yuki did the successful read a 10 situation and gets a +1 on acting out the answers, that it's easy enough to explain, no, this is the best way through. I think.
Vost just sighs and gets back to tapping the rocks a little faster because he knows he's now on the clock to get this blown up.
Okay. This is wrecking something. You are blowing up a wall, and as an arsonist, you get to wreck something with luck instead. So
That is remarkably flavorful.
it's really good, yes.
And it
When
is
you
definitely what he's doing.
Yep,
He's making a throat wound in the Howltooth
Oh my gosh.
with an 11.
Oh dear God.
We allowed this.
Amazing. So, real fast, I just wanted to read the ability. Arsonist, when you wreck something with flagrantly dangerous means, explosives, uncontrolled flame, etc., roll with luck instead of might. So, good job there. Wreck something is on a hit, you seriously break it. It can't be used again until it's repaired. On a 7 to 9, you're imprecise and dangerous. So, good news, with an 11, you're not imprecise or dangerous. You nailed it.
You actually
is
blew
this
a hole
really
in the rock
destructive or
wall.
Go ahead.
You actually blew a hole in the rock wall without hurting anybody.
And it
Does
can't
this
be
count
used
as-
as a wall until it's repaired?
Yeah.
Does this
I
count as needlessly destructive or damaging methods to solve a problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear your exhaustion.
And does this count as an illegal caper against impressive odds?
I would
Or does
say so, yes.
I don't think it's over yet.
It's
All
not
right, yeah,
over yet, but
He still needs to get out of here. Yeah.
yeah. You have to succeed.
Okay.
So
Well, so the hole is made.
hole
He looks at Yuki. He's just, okay, are we getting out of here or are we going in? Your call.
So, real fast, let me describe what you see inside the jail. The blast has opened up into a jail cell, but it's one that the blast also ripped through the hinges of the door. So it's not really so much a jail cell as a really bad room.
Is it Al Capone's room?
No, it's not Al Capone's room.
Shame.
Fortunately for you, it was empty. And on the other side, you can see there are about, safe to say, what you can see is about 10 guards dealing with Wart, who is getting stabbed and not bleeding at all. Just not happening.
Oh my gosh.
It's clearly going in. It definitely should be deep enough to hurt him, but it's just he's not bleeding, and you see him pick up a guard by the neck. There's a brief moment, and the guard seems to become completely paralyzed, and then Wart just throws them aside. And
Oh, the poisons of a neurotoxin that he's creeps.
yep.
That's like terrifying, but also really awesome.
Thank you. I like Wart a lot, even though he
I
is.
love Wart. I don't think did I not make myself clear? I love Wart.
Even though Wart is
I
100, even though he is 100% a worm blood.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So details.
Details. We've already made this bed. We're gonna sit in it for a bit.
You've opened this can of worms. Now lie in it.
Yeah, I'm accepting my fate and my choices.
And what you can see within the other cells from your position there are a mix of lizards. There are lizards of varying kinds that are clearly part of the lizard cult. There's a few birds. They seem to be of eerie rank, but whatever the clothing they're wearing that determined their rank has clearly not been changed in quite some time. There's even a cat, although it's just a singular cat, and he looks to be like among the worst treated here, and is clearly not doing very well. But that's all you can see from your position on the outside. The guards and Wart did notice the explosion, so a few are breaking off to try and figure out what the hell is happening.
Yuki will look at Vost and go, keep Siva safe. I have to find someone. And then she'll look at Siva and she'll say, keep everyone else safe from Vost.
Before Yuki can go
feathers up, because I can't use thumbs, because what are thumbs to a bird?
What are thumbs to a bird?
Before
Miserable little pile of secret.
Vost takes her hand, looks her in the eye.
What hand?
Or paw or whatever. Trying not to be recognized. And then there is a bunch of small things in her paw. Put these on the locks and don't be near them a few seconds later.
She'll nod. Well, you said don't be recognized. She'll nod. And then yeah, I think she'll try to run into where there's a clear spot before the guards can get in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like make like a fox like grackle.
Alas.
Whatever. Trying to draw the guards towards her and away from the like Siva and Vost.
Don't make me get that video. I'll get it, even though I hate it.
As Yuki goes in, Vost slap shots down the hall in front of her, way in front, so it's not going to get her, his beer bomb, to try to drunkify the guards coming at her.
Makes sense. All right, Siva, do you have anything you'd like to do in this situation?
I want to go to a jail cell and smack my book at a lock because it is a heavy book.
Okay. So you will have to get past the guards that are approaching Yuki in the actual cell situation. So
I will smack them with a book too.
All right. So before we get into that, combat, let's cut back to please help. All right. Brixie, you have Mint in your hands. There are two archery guards watching over the entrance to the Howltooth. How would you like to proceed?
Help, my friend. I need help with my friend. Some medical attention, please.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna need a roll.
Okay.
Let's see. My brain wants to say this isn't quite persuading an NPC. This is definitely trick an NPC, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll with cunning.
Okie dokie.
6.
That's a miss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping by marking exhaustion because I'm exhausted.
Fair enough.
7.
All right. Here is how they're going to react. One of them is going to fire an arrow that misses both of you, but lands in the dirt beside you. and the other guard is going to yell, "What are you doing?" And get down, bow still pointed at the two of you, but clearly sort of shaken and definitely believing that Mint is having some sort of problem. So their morale is lowered.
Okay, good. I start trembling and shaking, going, monster in the lake. I can't move. I can't breathe. That sort of thing.
Okay. Wow. That sounds like trying to trick an NPC as well.
Oh yeah, probably.
If I may be blunt, I would like you to roll.
Let's see. Does this involve any of my moves? Probably not. I'm not really sucking up, or I guess technically charm offensive if I'm playing upon an enemy's insecurities, but this isn't really a fight.
It's really dang close to a fight, based on the fact that they shot you or shot at you.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with it. And
well, it would be if I was like gonna then make like a weapon move against them, which I'm not really keen on.
Fair enough.
So yeah, it'll just be trick an NPC with cunning. So 2d6 plus 2. 13.
Wow.
That is a massive success.
Oh yeah.
Good news. You've played off their, like, these guards, despite working for Publia, were raised in Shelldock.
Oh.
When they hear monster in the lake, they definitely have a moment of panic.
Is Mint finally back in control?
No.
So, yes. With a 13, what is it you want them to do?
I'd want most for them to just like run for their lives. Or like scout out the edge of the lake towards the town. Like searching for this monster that isn't there.
Okay. All right. I think one of the archers, the one that shot at you, is going to just flee in panic. That one was already on edge with everything going on, and monster in the lake, I think, set them off just beyond any capacity. The other one is going to look at the two of you and just look at Brixie and say, "The town's back that way. There's a doctor there who can heal your friend." And she's going to run off towards the lake. Because if a monster is attacking, then it is technically her job to deal with that. Much as she would really rather not.
All right. Probably made the exit a bit more complicated by the lake, but took out one of the guards from the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, both of the guards from the entrance.
Oh, yeah.
You almost have me convinced.
Right. Once they're gone and there are no other guards around, I'm like, okay, put me down.
Yep.
Oh. All
All right.
And I guess we'll just like carefully make our way towards the front entrance.
All right. From the front entrance, you can see sort of the full breadth of the jails. They go right up to the water. There are even several that are partially submerged, and it seems that those are the cells they use to basically torture people.
Yeah.
If we're being blunt.
Yeah.
And not all the cells are full, but there are quite a few, and it seems that and some of them seem recent. And you also see the aforementioned scene of the seemingly unstoppable lizard, and the paralyzed guards who are like just laying there. But you have a better vantage point on this, so you also see that in the hand that he's not using to choke the life out of people, Wart has a sword, and he is using it. Basically, anytime he's close enough to a body, he's just laying it in them.
Oh boy.
Wow.
This is a murder spree, alright.
Wart does
He
not
is
care about the
Wormblood.
guards.
He is Wormblood. He believes that just bathe the blood, the ground with the blood of the non-believers will bring the dragons back.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
I made two lovely factions.
So, yes, let's cut back to Yuki. You're dealing with guards.
Yeah.
Specifically, I think there are about 4 around you.
Mm-hmm.
Time for the
So
Ronin
you say
to
a
show her
group?
stuff.
Yes, time for the Ronin to show her stuff. I would say yes, it is a group.
And how many of them did Vost manage to get with the beer bomb before they were in melee range with Yuki?
Oh, sorry, I hadn't processed you doing that yet. My brain was slowing down the interactions. I thought that was going to be something to be done shortly, not this moment.
That is specifically done before the area of effect would have gotten Yuki, so as not to get Yuki.
Okay. In that case,
Shall we call it blindside?
yeah. I'm fine with
Which-
that being a blindside.
Which, with its distraction, is going to be with luck.
Yes. A 9. Okay. Let me double check this real fast. Blindside. Okay, yeah. With a 9, you take out 2 of the guards, and some of the ones behind notice you. So you are now also a priority. You are these guards definitely knew you were there. So Yuki, you're staring down 2 guards who are fully sober and 2 who are very out of it.
Okay. So I am going to storm a group. Is this going to give me like a +1?
Storming a group is
Like, what is the drunkenness? Is that going to do anything?
they are going to basically they effectively already have a morale loss.
Okay.
So you're dealing with weakened enemies is how I would phrase it.
Okay, cool. So let's see. Mark exhaustion and roll with might. Okay.
Mhm. A 9. Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you get to choose one, and they will effectively trade harm with the group. So you will take 1 injury,
Okay.
which I think you can put on your armor.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I will show them up and inflict 2 morale harm.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. The 2 that are drunk see you basically, or rather, I would like you to describe how you deal with this group that is like all standing guard, spears raised, ready to get at you.
I think I dash forward into them, and parry one of the sober ones, and maybe take a slight hit from one of the other ones, and then just turn and spin around and knock the 2 drunk ones off their feet, which is probably kind of a little embarrassing for them.
The 2 guards who are sober are definitely oh crap, we really thought 4 against 1 would be good odds, and now it's 2 against 1? Okay, this is bad. They're looking worse for the wear emotionally, and the 2 guards that were drunk, they're just out. They Whether they're unconscious or not, they have decided we are no longer involved in this situation. Because you just did that to them.
Hmm.
So, 2 guards down. Siva, what are you doing in this situation?
Trying to appear unassuming and less dangerous than the other two.
Well, great news. You
I
definitely
Good.
look less dangerous than Yuki.
Good, that it means
So-
I can get to doors and smack at them.
You can. All right.
And I can pick locks.
You can. So you can either
Wait,
pick
what?
a lock. Yep.
Yes,
how to
I
pick
can. It's a skill I have. Don't ask me why.
It makes sense. Open locked doors, get into ruins and whatnot.
Yes.
I buy it. So
I
that's
know, that's
that is attempt a roguish feat, so finesse.
2d6 plus 2.
Assume you're opening one of the lizards, or trying to open one of the lizards'
trying.
cells. Okay.
Important distinction there.
Trying.
Lizard or lizard cell?
the cell a bearded dragon is currently residing in.
They're like,
with a-
child, do not smack the door.
With a 6, unfortunately, that is not going to work. So, how I'm going to phrase it is doing that has gotten you noticed by a guard. So a guard is approaching from behind. Let's cut over to Brixie. Mint, you see there is chaos happening. How are you proceeding?
First that long sigh as we look
Mhm.
over the railing.
Oh, it's okay.
Brixie, you better get down there and make sure fewer people get maimed.
Look down there. Okay.
I am
I
going
love how chill
to.
Brixie is.
I'm going to look for an office. Look for some kind of records that might be of some use. Maybe some keys.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I don't think it takes very long to find what the equivalent of an office near the entrance of the Howltooth.
Yeah.
It's currently locked, and you see there is a bird panicking on the other side of the door.
Hmm.
Or rather, you can guess a bird is panicking from the other side of the door.
I take my blackjack in one hand and my forged Eerie insignia in the other. I hold up the insignia to the window of the door, if there is one.
Mm-hmm. There's something equivalent.
And sort of knock on the door and be like, hey, let me in, let me in.
All right. That is a tricking an NPC, I believe.
Yep. All right, then.
And you get I'm going to say you can get a bonus from your Eerie insignia.
All right. That'll be a +1, so +3 total for cunning. 9.
9. Okay. That, let's see. So on a 7 to 9, they can instead choose 1. They hesitate, they stumble, or they overreact. I think what they're going to do is they're going to open the door and try to push past you, basically being like, okay, I'm going to throw you to the wolves or whatever the hell is down here, and I'm going to go.
They are
overreacting. They are overreacting. Take 1 forward against them.
I don't need to. I'm going to let them leave.
All right, so you're going to let them head into town?
Oh.
Jumped the gun there, didn't you?
Did, yep. All right. Need to buy a little bit of time.
You have a forward.
I do have +1 forward, I guess. Whatever that means. I guess I just get +1 against him, whatever.
Yeah, it's another +1 dealing with them. Oh, wait. I just realized something real fast. Because Yuki was acting off of the information from read a tense situation, namely going through the side, there actually would have been a +1 to that, which means it was a 10 instead of a 9. So you actually get to choose another one on the Stormer group.
Oh, okay. Then I'll take one less harm. That's one of them, right?
Yep, that is. So
Okay.
no harm instead.
So you did it flawlessly.
Flawless. So, anyways. So yes, you have one +1 going forward. Spud.
Okay, I have to try something, so I attempt to kind of get his attention and say, it's all falling apart. You gotta fly as far away from here as you can. Ironclaw's falling.
Gosh.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's a mighty powerful move there.
That's a good flex.
All right.
2d6 +3 with the 1 forward and my 2 cunning to trick an NPC.
I think so.
10!
Oh, nice. That's the one of the warden of the Ironclaw takes a moment, nods, grabs you by the shoulders, and just says, "Best of luck," and flees. Brixie,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Getting down there.
Just
to help
sorry,
friends.
just imagine that like he runs off. I've got my shocked, like worried expression I was putting on, and then just slowly corners of my mouth turn up.
It's extremely good. And honestly, I think that element right there could probably go for either chaos or clean paws.
I mean, yeah, that was, I got him to run away and not tell anyone what was going, not to report to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to tell anyone who I am because he barely knows me. So
He's just like, you got a badge. You're here to help. Okay, fine.
yeah,
So-
I think I'll take an advance on that.
All right. Okay, Brixie, you said you're getting down to deal with the guards.
Yeah.
To
Quick
assist
question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we clear any of the exhaustion from last session?
The exhaustion from last session happened due to travel, and since y'all didn't complete rest tonight, no.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just to make sure. Okay.
So you will still have a bit of exhaustion, yes.
Okey-dokey.
But yes, anyways, you have there are plenty of guards. Since you're coming in from the back, the only person who maybe has noticed you is Wart, and he's not doing anything about you, so he's for the moment more concerned with the guards. So
Okay.
you're free to sort of sneak attack anybody you want.
Can I see any of the others? Or anything to
Yes,
find out?
you can see Yuki is currently fighting in one of the jail cells. Some guards are attempting to get past to get towards Vost. You see Siva is trying to deal with a lock, and a guard is approaching her.
Okay.
So
I will approach the guard approaching Siva, take out the hammer, and I will shout, "Don't touch Siva!"
the guard will look at you and go, "What?
What's a Siva?
What is a Siva?" And yeah, that is here is, man, part of me wants it to be like a guardian role here, but I don't know that it would be just yet. So yeah, I think the guard is still going to look at you, and as a result of that, going to try and strike you.
Okay.
How well that works is up for debate, but regardless, because of the way combat works, it is you who rolls, because you are going to be striking at the same time.
Okay, what am I rolling?
This is engaging in melee.
Okay. What am I rolling?
Might, sorry. My bad.
2d6?
Yes, 2d6 plus your might,
Okay.
which is big.
Maybe. I don't know.
Your might's plus 3.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big.
13.
The answer is big. So since you're using your Warhammer, you can mark exhaustion to ignore enemies' armor. But regardless of that, on a 10+, you get to pick 3, inflict serious harm, suffer little harm, shift your range 1 step, impress, dismay, or frighten your foe. So you get 3 of those.
Okay. Inflict serious harm, take little harm, and frighten them.
I think Guard attempted to strike you, and he was going, since it's a single guard, he was only going to deal 1 injury, and that didn't happen. It just sword basically bounced off your hammer, and then you struck him. And I think between the 2 immortal people here, that guard is having a really tough time. Cut back to Yuki. You are still dealing with 2 sober guards. How would you like to proceed?
I guess I'm storming a... Well, no, I don't want to storm a group because I'll use up all my exhaustion. Just engage in melee, I guess.
All right. Roll with might.
Do I still have that +1?
Yes, you still have the +1. You are still acting on the knowledge that you gained.
I did.
Oh yeah, I need to redo that code. I'm going to take for my advancement the move Fast Friends from Adventurer.
Okay. I love it.
That is extremely my jam.
Yes. All right. With a 12, you get the same options that Brixie just had. So serious harm, little harm, impress, dismay, or frighten, or shift your range 1 step.
So I'm gonna keep that suffer a little harm. I think I'm trying to I think I am trying to still frighten them, like I've already done this morale damage. I want them to kind of break off. And what is my range right now? Close? Because if I move away,
close.
it'll be too far for me to actually engage them in melee, right?
Mm-hmm. But they have spears, so their range is a bit further.
And they're both going to get a chance to inflict harm?
Correct.
I'll take suffered little harm twice then.
Okay. Or I think you can only pick each option.
Oh, okay. In that case, they'll have to move in to engage me in melee. Or they're both spears.
Yeah, they're both spears.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shift back 1 step.
Okay. So more harm plus that plus the morale damage, basically, or less. You take less damage, shift space, and also frighten some more. Okay. I think with that, yes, the both of them will basically have a chance to strike you. So you'll take 1 injury from this because both will have attempted it. But you take less damage. And in the process, yeah, they are definitely wigged out. The one you just cut is doing significantly worse, and bails. Just, this is all too much. Like, they knew they would be dealing with some like tough people, but this is way beyond what they were expecting ever. You like between all these various like styles of fighting that are just not what any Erie person is used to. They're used to more like traditional warfare.
We didn't train for this.
Yeah, they did not train for this.
We didn't train for samurai and immortal lizards.
Yeah.
See what happens when you believe in the dragons?
And giant war hammers and clever squirrels flying.
And crows throwing bombs.
Made of beer
Speaking
somehow.
Vost.
Boom.
So Vost is not currently engaged with any of the guards, right?
Correct.
Right. So he's just going down the hall, slapping tiny bombs onto the locks as he passes, blowing them open, letting the prisoners go.
Okay. Works for me.
Who needs keys when you can just get rid of the locks?
That is true. This is going to be a wreck something roll.
Fair enough. Does he get to benefit from the knowledge since it's been passed along?
I'm going to say yes in this particular situation.
Woof. Sick.
A 6. That is... You rolled with luck, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 luck plus 1 for the forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just the dice came up at 2 and 1.
Oof. Okay.
Wow.
That is unfortunate.
They're all duds.
Here are the bad rolls.
So yeah, with the thing is with a bad wreck something.
Oh, right.
Then does Vost's original plan that we discussed in PMs come up?
I think it's a very distinct possibility. You can definitely set it up, but that one side is not going to cut it.
He's not trying to set it up anymore, so this would be an accidental negative consequence. It's definitely not something he wanted to go off. Well, he was inside, let alone anyone else.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, here's how I'm going to phrase it. The bombs go off, but they're not. They aren't duds. They're charged in such. They're shaped in such a way that they're not actually like managing to destroy the locks, but they are exploding. And as each one goes off, the rest of you feel a rumbling, and bits of rock start to fall from the ceiling.
Right.
Excuse me.
As they start coming down, Vost is just has a bomb in hand and just wait a minute. This is not what's supposed to happen. Pinches off that bomb and is just okay. How bad is it?
The Howltooth is currently sliding slightly. It's not totally collapsing just yet, but something has structurally weakened.
In the distance, Vost!
Siva, we need to get these prisoners out of here now.
Try!
All right. So, Siva, do you want to use the mighty book to break a lock? Or do you
Yes,
want to try
I
and
do.
pick a lock?
No, I want to use the mighty book to do something.
All right. Let's give that a go then.
Maybe they're weakened after being blown up from the inside.
Maybe.
You can also just mark exhaustion for heavy bludgeon.
I could. Oh wait, do I have to hit to do that?
No. I mean, you can. So here's how I'm going to phrase it. You can either roll wreck something, or you can mark exhaustion to just use the mighty book's ability.
Okay.
To ignore armor, and it just wrecks the lock.
Okay, that puts me at 3. Yeah, sure. Let's do it with vengeance and passion.
All right. So let me double check something real fast. I just want to see. Clear your exhaustion track when you enter a ruin or other dangerous area of the forest.
This is technically a dangerous area of the forest.
This is getting increasingly dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous area of the forest.
I think the fact that you actually went in means yes, you can clear your exhaustion, except for the one you just added.
Yes.
because the Howltooth is still, it is effectively a ruin that is still being used, if I'm maybe blunt.
I think I did. I think I was going to ask if this technically counted as a ruin.
Mhm.
It's about to count as a ruin.
It's about to count as a ruin.
That's to count as a ruin.
Another good name for the session. But yes, you can break the locks, and you are starting to let these people free. And with every step, the jaw of the Howltooth starts to close as the entire structure begins to shift.
All right.
Mint.
I go into the office and just start shoving every valuable-looking document and valuable-looking valuable in the room
Fair enough.
Into my pack.
All right.
And
I'm
then-
going to say,
And then once that's done, just run out to the front and be like, okay, entrance is open, everyone come in, as the prisoners are being let out. Be like, all right, up this way, towards the part
We
that's
gotta
not sliding into
go.
the water.
yep. Okay. Let me double check.
But yeah, every like
So-
record, black books, whatever is in
Mhm.
this warden's office.
I think the sheer amount of stuff you grab is going to add 2 load to what you're carrying, but
That's fine. I'm not carrying a whole lot
Yeah.
of load right now.
no, that would put you at 4, which still leaves you with 5, so you're good.
Yeah.
Just for regular dealing with stuff.
Well, it would make me burdened, but not twice burdened.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Like I'm only using 1 load, right? Yeah. So no, wait, 2 loads. So it would put me at
Yeah.
4. So I'd be
4
just
plus my. I guess you would be just at burdened, but I think you can. It just means that getting out until you can unload this stuff is going to be a little exhausting.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, no, people will 100% just start like as soon as they're free, they will like rush past the guards and towards the entrance.
Mhm.
So no worries there. Brixie,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to do? There are still guards. There's including the one that just tried to fight you and was not having a good time.
Need to get them out of the way. I mean, I'm just going to keep fighting until Siva finishes doing what she needs to do and we can go.
My own
Okay.
personal wolf bodyguard.
All right. Since in this particular case, this is sounding like Guardian because you are defending Siva from any NPC and environmental threat. So
Yes.
I would say roll with might.
Okie dokie. 12.
Nice. Okay.
The power
So
of the small bird.
basically anytime a guard tries to get at Siva, they are stopped by you. So you get to pick one of those 3. Draw the attention of the threat. They focus on you now. Put the threat in a vulnerable spot. Take +1 forward to counterstrike. Or push the threat back. You and the protectee have a chance to maneuver or flee.
The third one actually sounds pretty good.
All right. Yeah. So I think how does this sound as far as like the events that occurred? Some of the guards broke off from the impossible task of trying to kill Wart. And moved over to the small bird who is letting people out, and you just consistently push them back,
Sounds good.
just allowing you and all of the prisoners in Siva to just slowly make your way to the entrance you came from.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So things are starting to go south. I'm gonna say this is the final round of quote unquote combat. How are you all making your escapes?
We do have all the prisoners out, right?
Yes, by this point you have all the prisoners out.
Yeah, the front entrance is open and clear, and there's no guards. So, and that's it. And it's the opposite of the end that is sliding into the lake. So, I would suggest the main
Break
entrance.
for it.
How's Wart doing?
Dude has a lot of swords in him, a lot of open wounds. Again, no bleeding. Seems to be fine.
Is he still engaged with any guards?
He is still in, like, the few guards that aren't like panicking and fleeing are trying to hold him back, thinking, well, maybe we can take him down if we if we sacrifice ourselves and just bring the whole thing down on him. But Wart is definitely taking his time, and just anyone in his way he is dealing with.
Vost tries a snapshot to take out one or two of the guards in his path to give Wart a chance to leave before Vost himself runs for it.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm thinking that'll be a target someone.
Mm-hmm. So snapshot is
Finesse.
yes, specifically finesse.
And +1 for the knowledge, or is this just a straight finesse?
I think this is a straight finesse. Oof.
And that's a miss.
That is a miss. I'm going to say the arrow. Is it an arrow, or are you throwing a bomb again?
It's a bomb.
In your face.
This is his bomb satchel at range far.
It is a bomb satchel at range far. Sure. In that particular case, the bomb goes off, and rocks begin to fall from the ceiling en masse.
At the far end where he was targeting, just, okay, running the other way now.
Mm-hmm.
Vost.
Yeah,
no one important was left behind.
Mm-hmm. The rocks are coming down. Yuki, Siva, Mint, Brixie, how you getting out?
I was closest to the entrance, so I am already out.
You're fine.
Yuki will look at the one guard that she has left, and then she'll kind of like point her sword down towards where the two drunk ones have like fallen, and look up at the guard and go, "You need to save them before this place comes down." And then she will just run out ahead towards the exit.
I would like you to roll might for the rules of war.
Okay. That is a 2d6 plus 2. Does that one have the bonus or not?
No bonus on this one.
Okay.
The guard lowers his spears, nods, and gets his allies. And
Man,
the fact that
that's a badass move. I just looked to the Ronin playbook, and wow, that's really good.
It's just so in flavor. And I think it's fairly obvious of it. It's the like show mercy to surrendering foes and prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the guard will toss spear aside and just focus on getting his people out. So, Yuki, you have saved some lives.
Okay, and then have I also tried to flee or cover allies' flight from a dangerous or overwhelming situation?
I think you did, yes.
Okay, so I'll get rid of my exhaustion too.
Siva?
I am trying to direct our escapees towards the hole that we came through.
Okay.
Because most of them are lizards and are amphibious. This is probably easier for them.
It's a fair point. Some amount of them are definitely going to be amphibious. Not all of them, though.
And how are you getting out?
details. Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's literally the question I was asking you: is how are you getting out?
It's a giant bird bath. It needs
It's a
to not
giant
drown.
bird bath with a cover over it that is going to sink.
I mean, Brixie can pick
jump
you up and carry you out if you need.
She's gonna be following her brother in, and if that means she's going into the water, she is.
You're not fit heart fish.
No, she's not. She's still doing.
Brixie, get Siva.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna
There
grab
are things
Siva.
Not thinking all that straight.
That's okay.
There are priorities, and her priorities are her people.
And my
Where's
priority
Plead
is
with
making
the
sure you're
PC?
safe.
I appreciate that.
So I will grab Siva, and if I have to use acrobatics to leap, cartwheel, and pirouette around falling ceiling, I will do so to get us both out.
Okay. I think I can allow this. I think you two are definitely going to be the last ones out, though.
There is
Okay.
a plead with the PC.
Oh, that's
also.
true.
That's true. So yeah,
Plead with a PC move.
so can do that too. Wolf fetch bird, please.
Just Wolf comes by with kestrel in mouth. Please put me down. Please.
All right.
Hey,
Okay. I think everyone gets out of the Howltooth okay, and or at least the lot of you get out of the Howltooth okay. You don't see Wart and the guards getting out in either direction. But from where you are on the outside, you can see the giant maw of the Howltooth closing as it collapses in on itself.
hey, Mint. This was a very good scouting session. You should do this more often.
Silent prayer to Brother Wart.
Did I say something wrong?
I mean, it's like all the tension that he was holding in, putting on brave face, just like and like his face is like contorted in a grimace, and all of his fur is on end. It's like, what the hell did we just do?
We got
You-
an annoying howl. No, not when the wind blows. It's not going to wake everybody up.
Mint
Told
makes
you he was out.
strangling motions with his paws towards Vost.
Oh goodness.
Okay, brothers and sisters, let's offer a prayer to the dragons for Brother Wart, who did his best who worked his absolute hardest to help facilitate your rescue.
We have refugees now. We need to get them out of here. We need a boat. We need something. We need to get these people out of Eerie territory now.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have anything. We don't have an exit plan.
You sure don't.
We have to hide these people, and we have to get allies here to get them out.
Yuki is like desperately looking through the. Are there any like rabbits or anyone that she would recognize with this group of escaped prisoners?
So once you have all of the prisoners out, you can see that the vast majority are members of the lizard cult. There are, as I said, one cat who appears to be definitely Marcusat. There are a few eerie political prisoners who were sent from elsewhere in the woods. There are two members of what you might assume to be the Woodland Alliance. There's a mouse and a fox who are like in a very weakened state, but they look very pleased by basically what just happened. Like even more so than the fact that they're now free. Like the blow to the Eerie is definitely something they're excited about. And you do see one rabbit who is wearing traditional clothes from Yamato, but it isn't either of your masters. It is someone from from their retinue, though. It is someone you are familiar with.
Okay. She'll, I guess, head over to them and say hello.
The rabbit will look incredibly shocked at the fact that you're here. And very quickly will sort of like bow graciously, just because like what else is there to do? Like there's they don't even have the words to sort of to suggest how grateful they are to see you and to be rescued like this. And the rabbit, whose name is Sakura, will smile and say, "It's so good to see you again, Yuki."
Yes, you as well. I suppose you know why I'm here and who I was looking for.
Sakura will nod and say, "Yes, I think I can make a guess. Unfortunately, I suppose fortunately, they are not here. I was sent in their place. I offered myself as a prisoner in exchange for their freedom."
Oh,
Well, thank you for doing that for them. Do you
that might
have any
just been
idea?
revoked.
Do you have any idea where they are?
They are far to the south of here. They were fleeing the Erie territory and heading back towards Marquisat territory in order to better defend themselves. But they are constantly on the move.
As expected. She'll at least smile at the fact that she wasn't taken captive.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, what will you do now? You're a fugitive like the rest of these.
Sakura will smile and say, "Well, I will find my way back to them as you are looking to find your way back to them. I am nothing if not a humble servant."
Oh boy.
She'll nod.
At which point Vost steps up. If we may request a favor, you look like a capable leader. These former prisoners need to be led out of this area as soon as possible. You may find boats at the port, and Vost points down to
port?
Shell dock.
Oh.
Shell dock. Yeah, and Vost points down towards Shell dock. Be careful, you will find guards.
We all need to go to Shell Dock.
Weren't we going to pick up someone before heading to Shell dock?
Yeah, the intent was to try and pick up Achillea to get this whole situation sorted out.
Yeah.
Right. So the prisoners go one way, we go the other way to pick up Achillea, and then we head to Shell dock.
Oh boy. Yeah, that. I mean, they'll all have to go through the forest and avoid the roads, but yeah.
And given how slow they'll be going, it's possible they may arrive at Shell dock about the same time we do.
The Erie are going to come
Even if
down
we're
here and
taking-
start searching the area quickly, though, is the thing. They might catch up.
So these prisoners need to be on their way now.
Yeah.
You hear a clapping sound approaching you from the woods.
Uh-oh.
It's that blue jay you met earlier.
Oh,
Isolas.
crap.
Vost fades into the night.
I stand on guard.
Isolos smiles broadly at the lot of you and goes, "Look at this! What an impressive display you've all done. I thought I picked out some people who might be good for what I want done around here."
The hell are you talking about? This?
They offered us coin earlier to do something.
There is
and
no
to come see them
possible
if
way you could have predicted this. I like a good,
No!
I like a good scheme as much as the next guy, but you could not have possibly
I think
predicted
that they
this.
mean something a little different.
No, this specifically, I didn't expect you to slide into Howltooth and destroy its prison in a single day, but I did think you were the kind who could be persuaded to cause a little bit of chaos in this dreadfully boring city.
Oh, you're one of those guys. Great.
Okay, got it. Neutral.
He is going to bow and say, "Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Iselos Naso, a member of the Corvid conspiracy."
Oh,
Oh my
son
God.
of a...
Gets Vost's attention and he steps back into the light.
And I think that's where we're going to have to end for the night. Because it's almost 7 already.
Almost 8.
What the hell was this session?
A lot. More than I expected.
Like
I-
the
No one is
suggestion
in
was.
control here.
Yeah, no one is
no
in
one
control
is in
here.
control here. That has to be the session. It's a little longer than usual, but I don't think it can be anything else.
Yeah.
So I wasn't joking. There are members of every group here. And they all want something different.
Unbelievable.
So the good news is Iselos is not going to report you to the guard. And someone in his position might even be able to get all of these prisoners safely away.
Yeah, that's the good part. That's the
That's
good
the good
part.
The
The bad part
part's
is he probably wants something for all that.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Oh my
Aren't we glad we
goodness.
stayed the night?
Mm. Mint
I am
is
glad we saved the night.
Mint is very. Mint is just very. Mint is going through a lot.
Mhm.
This is, I mean, still managed to fulfill his drives of pulling a con on the warden. That was a good high mark, but Vost, we literally talked about the cave-in problem. We literally talked about that an hour beforehand. And you know what
We did.
happened? You
Vost's
caused-
original plan happened.
Plans do not survive contact with the enemy.
No, the thing is, this was Vost's plan.
Yeah, I PM'd it with Din, and this was Vost's original plan. Then you objected,
Oh.
and just, okay, he'll change a bit until circumstances change it back.
I hate that, actually. Oh, that makes me actually mad.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, Vost was genuinely trying
No,
not to
Winged
cave
Cat,
in once
no,
you asked
just
him
no.
to try not to cave in.
No. You, don't talk to me right now.
Let's wrap this up.
Okay. Goodness gracious. Thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/Newbiespud or wherever you get your fine podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, etc. We aim to live stream these games every Sunday around 2 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Newbiespud. If you want to keep up with this and other projects I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at Newbiespud. And if you want to support my ability to produce more content like this, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Newbiespud. See you next time with another session of Shadow Tross. What I understand to be the first part of the series finale, I believe. Is that right, Digo?
That is right.
All right.
Oh boy.
See you then.